My mentality, right, and I'm quite upfront about this one, is that I don't care about getting married and I don't want children.
Yeah.
No, but if your partner
that one
wants to
write off
get
a lot of
married,
people.
it's okay lah.
If my partner wants to get married, then like whatever lor, just do lor.
But you will cheat lah.
Is your marriage killing you? This is your daily catch-up. So the other day I was reading this study, and apparently men in unhappy marriages are 69% more likely to suffer or to die from stroke, right, than happy men in marriages.
Oh, my grandfather died of stroke.
Was he unhappy in his marriage?
What?
Feels like. It does feels like.
So it's from the marriage, like the cause.
From my grandmother.
Really?
I don't know lah. No lah. I don't
know.
know. But he died of stroke lah, and he was not happy in his marriage.
How do you die of a stroke? Like what? You just freeze, right?
What's the signs of it?
So the difference between a heart attack and a stroke, right, is the heart attack occurs when blood flow to the part of the heart is blocked, usually like a blood clot. Whereas a stroke is a brain attack.
Oxygen to the brain is cut
Yeah,
off, I think.
it's when vital blood flow and oxygen is cut off from the brain.
Damn, learn something new every
Yeah.
day. Welcome to the daily catch-up. Hey, that's not daily, but okay.
No, but bringing this back to like unhappy marriages, right? Like, isn't the solution just to get a divorce? Like, it feels like divorce is overly like stigmatized in some way. Like, it's looked down upon or frowned upon, when it's often the solution to an unhappy marriage.
Yeah. Since we have a married man on the panel, why don't you share?
It's not a solution, right? It's an out.
I guess it depends on how you see it. Like, if you don't know that you're going to be in an unhappy marriage, like, you're only together with Pat for like, what, 10 years before you got married? And
What do you mean
13?
only?
No, it's like, okay, say 13 years, right? But you're going to be with her for like, what, 50 years, 60 years?
Oh yeah, okay. In
That is
case
a
it's 10.
fraction of the rest of your life you're going to be together. Like, you don't know what's going to happen 30 years down the road, or like 40 years down the road, right?
I know
Okay.
Okay, we're going to the fictitious territory. Okay, come, tell us.
I know. As in, what I know for a fact is 30, 50 years down the road, when I look beside me, she'll be there.
Well, how you know for a
That's
fact
what
though?
a marriage is though. Unless I die or she died.
Fair enough. Okay.
You keep ending it very dark.
Yeah, that's right. No, but what I'm saying is that a lot of couples these days, they're together for like, say, 2 years, 3 years. Some people are even together for 1 year and then they get married and they're going to be together for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
But you don't know whether you are going to be happy, right? So, not to discourage marriages, because I think they're great and wonderful things. And I think there should be programs to help them know for sure whether they should get married. But if things don't work out, then isn't divorce a solution rather than seen as an out? Like, why do you see it as an out?
Quitting your job at an unhappy workplace is not the solution to your job. Right?
Right.
Yeah, because you'll be jobless.
Yeah, so you find another job.
Yeah,
so you find
another job lah, yeah.
Yeah.
So cheating is a solution.
Cheating then is the...
No, so why is it not a solution? So you say you got married in 3 years, after 3 years, which is a fine period of time for evaluation, right, of a partner for long-term commitment. And then after that, right, 2 years in, that person changes, you also change. Certain traits come out, the relationship becomes toxic to the point where you are miserable, like having been in a relationship that's toxic, right? Like you can be pushed to the point where you want to kill yourself kind of feeling,
Yeah.
But why do you even get married in the first place then?
No, but you don't know at that point in time. At the 3-year mark, you don't know. Everything is going well, ma. But then later on, as other things pop up or as people change, then it evolves, ma. The relationship evolves.
Right.
Sometimes it doesn't evolve well, right? It becomes worse. So then, in that situation, the only option should be to leave, what?
Toxic relationships caused by toxic people, as in, or is it like something that can be fixed? You know what I mean? Like, it's like something that like you talk about it, then you can work it out, and then it will just not be a problem or less of a problem in the future, lah. Versus like letting something snowball, right, until like you cannot take it already, then you explode. Then after that, you have to.
It always depends on the context though, because sometimes toxic relationship doesn't always have to be because 1 or 2 people are toxic. It could be that like a lot of relationships start when the 2 people don't live together, and then they get married, then suddenly they live together and realize there's a lot of habits that they don't appreciate from each other. Then toxic behavior can
this
stem
guy
out of
speaking
it.
from experience.
In a good way lah. Like, I'm really glad that I lived with my partner before we got married, so that we know about our habits. And like, we don't do anything that's toxic lah. Like, say for example, you suddenly live together with your new wife or husband and realize like maybe he doesn't like to throw the trash, or she likes to leave her underwear lying around. Then you start doing like toxic stuff.
Is this still personal experience?
Yeah, why are you attacking her like that though?
She's great, okay? One thing that was interesting is that I was looking online and I couldn't find local like data, but I found like internationally, right, one of the reasons why people stay in unhappy marriages is because they don't want to be labeled as a divorcee or they're afraid of the judgment of divorce. So they're staying in unhappy marriages just
Right.
because of the judgment or the stigma.
So people are seeing them as like, what, that they were unable to sustain a marriage and there's something wrong with
Like
them.
a failure.
I think I've spoken to a few like divorced people, divorce
It's not a difficult one.
No, it's divorce or divorce. I pronounce it that it's divorce.
No, then go ahead, it's correct also.
No, but the right pronunciation is divorce.
Just be free.
No, having spoken to a few of them, right, like indicating there that you have been in a marriage, you
Yeah.
know, or that you have children, that kind of thing, right? It affects one, whether you are a guy or a girl.
I think especially so when you have a kid.
Yeah, but even without a kid, right? Like if I'm dating a person and then that pops up, right? Immediately I'm wondering like, wow, you went so far as to commit,
Yeah.
and then you fucked up. So what if you do the same thing with me?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's almost the same as like if you cheat before, then maybe you more likely you cheat again. You know?
Yeah.
Do you all believe so?
As in the cheating one I believe, but the divorce one I don't believe.
Why?
Yeah.
Because the pairing change, right? It might not work out with one person, but it might work out with someone else. Like the elements leading to divorce versus the elements leading to cheating is totally different, right? Cheating is just your own self boo-boo.
Plus, you might have learned from the whole divorce, like what you look for from a relationship. So you might be a lot more.
No, but
aware.
cheating might just be that person's coping mechanism or escape or solution to the problem that they cannot face within the relationship.
But your
and
coping
it's the same.
mechanism should not be hurting someone you love, what?
But it might be the same with the divorce.
Wow. Divorce as a coping mechanism.
Yeah, that means like rather than
Escapism lah.
try and find a different
Right.
solution or that becomes the alternative or the main solution that they go to in the next relationship also. I anyhow one, yeah, but what I do know is that it's a bit strange that there's so much stigma surrounding this, right? When 50% of marriages end in divorce. So if there are that many people that are already divorced, right?
Then what is the point of marriage?
Yeah.
Tell me, Mr. Married.
Like I always say this, right? That I think marriage is a very powerful feeling you get where you all both sign a contract with your religion and with the civil courts to say that you're gonna be with each other until one of you all dies. So like to find that 1 in 7 billion person that are willing to sign that shit, where not everybody can find somebody that's like, okay, I sign with you. There are people that they're attracted to people for attributes. And those are people that when attributes change, and they do change, when life circumstances change, your attributes change, right?
Talking about you.
Why sia? Why sia?
I also don't know.
No, just now he was talking about the person changed, then after that he was
No, it's more of that point.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, then you become unstable because you're not sure that person that you like. But I think if you find someone that their value system and your value system is something you're attracted to, that matches, right? Yeah. Then that kind of change cannot take place overnight.
I think like bouncing off of that point, I feel like change is actually very important. Like you feel like I feel like if you're with somebody and you just feel stagnant, right? Like you don't feel like you're growing as a person, like there's no character development, all that. That's also like, why would you want that?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't want to stay with someone that keeps me stagnant.
But isn't the danger then that say if you're married already, right? And then you're both growing, right? And then
Until
you
like
change, right? But you all go in different directions.
Yeah.
But then I feel like at some point when the divergence happen, right, it's a build up of
Right.
not wanting to bring that person along on that change already.
Shit.
Isn't
That's
it
so
though?
sad. Like as though like you're holding me back kind of thing. Is it?
But that one is really over time. You thinking it, you feeling it, then the opportunities start lining up in that direction. You feel like that's the direction you gotta take without her.
Yeah.
Wow, shit,
But yeah, but
it's
it's a
suddenly
build
become
up.
very
I feel
So,
sad.
but actually, what are the moments though that you will need to like pick one over the other? I feel like it's rare.
I think one person can be loyal with the right person. So there was a period in my life, right, where I was tempted to give up on my relationship with Pat because of her insecurity. Right? So it was a point of like, I feel like I'm loyal by nature, but then there are a lot of things I still want to pursue and experience in life. Like back then, my previous job is like party with the most beautiful people in Singapore. Wow, cannot go, must fight. 12 o'clock I will chow. And there's a running joke, the influencers know it. They make fun of it.
Yeah.
That I gotta disappear at this time. I gotta go and call Pat at this time, And I feel like I'm not doing anything unfaithful, but if being with you means I don't get to enjoy these life experiences, right? Then I will be very, very tempted to say, maybe I'll come back to you later.
Wow.
Let me go and experience my life first.
Actually,
Did
a
you
lot
bring
of
that up though?
couples say
No
that.
lah, that's why we're still together, bro.
Now much later, looking back, like how do you feel about that period? So
I mean, I'm glad I didn't abandon my relationship to party lah.
Yeah. But at that point of time when you were sacrificing the 70%, right? What do you feel like it was a sacrifice? Like it's difficult?
Yes, there are very little upsides in that job. Right? You work and you work and you work and your pay is little shits, right? But then those are one of the upsides. Then I already do the work already. I cannot go for the upside. You know what I mean?
How come she cannot go with you?
She doesn't want to.
Oh, right. Like not her thing lah.
Not her thing. Actually, also not my thing. Like I never partied. My 18 to 21, I maybe went to a club twice.
Yeah.
Or thrice, that kind. And pay ticket one. Okay, very entitled. But you know, I had to buy the entry fee one, you know. Yeah, and then when I joined that, I partied more in that 1.5 years than I have in my entire life before combined.
Yeah.
Times 3.
And free somehow.
And free.
So the reason why I wanted to bring divorce out was because recently there's been a ongoing debate. So the Ministry of Social and Family Development, right, they wanted to get feedback regarding a new divorce category, which is like an amicable solution. So right now, if you want to get divorced, right, you still need to stay together for 3 years before you can even start divorce proceedings.
Right. I thought it was 5, yeah. Okay.
So it's 3 years, but there are exceptions. So the exceptions are if there was abuse, adultery, or there's like any like behavioral problems. But it basically allows couples to mutually agree to a divorce if they file as joint applicants. And basically it would allow them to say that they were faultless. There was a lot of pushback from certain NGOs, especially like Christian groups, saying that this is going to increase the number of divorces.
I mean, despite being a lover of Jesus myself, like the argument is such like it's
I
it's
pray
like
for you. Go
like
ahead,
the
son.
slippery slope fallacy, is it not? Like saying that this will lead to this, and therefore we cannot have A.
Yeah. Whereas Aware was saying that I think it's good to have this option because right now women are getting married later, and so they're having children later already. If they need to wait 3 more years, if they realize that they're not the right partner, they need to wait 3 more years until they find another one.
Yeah, and there are already so many marriages that are not working out, as we can see from statistics.
Clearly, it's not been doing anything, is it?
Yeah.
Anyway, the stats are the latest one I have is for 2019, right? Every 10 marriages, 3 were divorces. Sorry, 3 divorces for every 10 marriages.
30% lah.
Correct lah.
I don't think it's saying that every 10 marriages end up, like 3 of them end up in divorces. It's just that for every 10 marriages, there were 3 divorces.
Right.
That means out of...
One of us
I know I'm going to be one lah, so my fortune teller tell me I confirm divorce.
Really? Ah?
Yeah. Cheat and divorce.
You cheat lah.
Oh shit! Until I'm 35. So as long as you see me getting married before 35, right?
It's my civic duty to stop you. Okay.
Yeah. Or let me have some fun. Really.
Or I will bow to you. I'll be like, by the way.
So I actually saw this Reddit post, like this guy was asking, right, like, is marriage really that important? So like, would you consider leaving your significant other if they didn't want to get married? But okay, like say like you're cohabitating, right? But then Ned doesn't want to get married. Then are you okay? Like for the rest of your life. But you stay together, you have kids, you have everything.
Yeah.
But you just don't have the cert. No?
In Australia, they recognize this as a de facto partnership, and you have the same rights as a married couple. You're just not married.
But you just have to be living together for an extended period of time. Yeah.
Wait, back to your question. If let's say Ned just says that she don't want to get married, but we can stay together,
We can
and
have
you
kids.
ask her why, she said because it's just paperwork, so I don't want.
I'm okay.
Isn't that very sus though? Cause okay, it takes $100 to get married, so it's not a
Hey, the wedding is
You don't have to do the wedding.
$27,000.
You don't have to do the wedding, right? Just get married.
That $100 and a piece of paper makes no difference to her. The relationship.
It doesn't, but it also means that there's an easy exit plan. Isn't that quite sus? Like at least 10% sus to you?
I don't think it's an easy exit plan. I think everything that you've laid out in your relationship is the same weightage. So it's not that it's easier just because you remove this one step. It's going to be as difficult for her to leave him. Example,
I hope so.
if they were together or if they were married.
All she have to do to leave him is to leave the f***ing house.
Emotionally.
But now, right?
But technically, in
now
a
the
divorce,
law
you just
protects your
Emotionally.
Now the law protects your relationship. It forces you all to kind of work on it.
Yeah.
Try and resolve it. Go for a marriage counselor. You all got 3 years to try and solve it before you all come and tell us you all want to give up.
So you file for separation already, right? You really
Yeah.
think during that period you're going to try and make things work, meh? Like my friend's file, right? Straight away is I move out. I'm not going to see you already. Bye bye.
But I do get what he means though on like it's actually a bit sus kind of thing because it's
Like no hate for people that that choose this life, right? I think it's fine also. you
Right.
know. But in your 20s, it's $100 thing.
Yeah.
Then you get married, and they say I don't want because it's just a construct, right?
Yeah.
What you're saying to me is that if we decide to give up on the relationship, right, at least not so much problems.
My mentality, right, and I'm quite upfront about this one, is that I don't care about getting married and I don't want children.
Yeah.
No, but if your partner
That one
wants to
write off
get
a lot of
married,
people.
it's okay lah.
If my partner wants to get married, then like whatever lor, just do lor.
But you will cheat lah.
But the marriage won't mean as much to you as it would for her lah.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, lor. Fun lah.
No, marriage is not my fun. Divorce is my fun.
Okay lah, yeah lah, it's an out lah, it's an out. It's like, I'm not feeling this anymore, bye-bye.
There should be more programs before marriage even to like try and
Like
like
engagement encounter.
right for like
Which
Catholics.
I shared on same podcast with Sonia. I gave her all the good stuff. So basically, for Catholics, before you get married, right, you must do engagement encounter. So I thought it was like church camp stuff. You know, like go inside, then we sing some songs, then like play games, like throw the egg down, egg don't break, the kind of games, right? Don't have. It was super intense. It was, we started our day at like 8 or 9 a.m., right? And all the way until 10, 11 p.m. You go and sleep, next day 7 a.m. breakfast. Then you just do it all the way is, got one like master
marriage.
teacher, master marriager of sorts, right? Then they'll kind of tell you about themselves and then how their own marriage almost broke down and how they work. Then after that, you will do something by yourself on this workbook. Then you all go out and discuss.
Discuss with your partner.
Yeah, and
It's with the partner, man. Isn't it like a men's group then?
no. You sleep with guys, so you have to split out with your.
Nice, how's that?
You have to split out with your partner lah, and then you all go like guys sleep together, girls sleep together. Then
Nice.
during the session, my engagement encounter, right, there were like couples that decide not to get married anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, which
How many?
2 sets,
Out of?
So for every 10, 2.
maybe like 20 couples, 30 couples.
But what do you guys talk about? What do you guys
Right.
go through?
They talk about how much debt do you have. Okay, I want to say it's like 90% secular.
Yeah, like non-religious lah.
Yeah, like non-religious. It's like talking about your debt, about conflict resolution, about your upbringing, about trauma. One of which I think was very interesting to me, which happened to my friends actually, that it took debt for them to admit to each other, for one of them to admit to the other that there is a problem, and then that helped them realize a lot of things, and then in the end they part ways. And it was about porn addiction and masturbation addiction.
Right.
Which is something you won't like talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Like even
Hey honey, I want to talk to you about my porn addiction.
yeah, like even in a couple, you don't like tell when's the last time you masturbate, for example. So they had that conversation. That's when one of the party realized that
Sexually incompatible.
no, they thought that it's a body image problem.
Right.
That I'm losing my shape, hence my partner's no longer attracted to me.
Right.
Yeah, but then it was not.
Oh.
Yeah, it was that the other person watches a lot of porn and masturbates a lot.
Yeah.
So the truth is, the vagina can't beat the hand. Having sex is a full like sexual experience, like visual, oral, visual, oral,
But also
and
oral.
physical experience, right?
Yeah.
So when you are very used,
Very experienced.
to ejaculating to your hand, right? Sometimes the vagina cannot match up, especially after a while.
Oh.
They say that
Wait, this camp talk about all these specifics. Like,
to an extent, it was actually very difficult conversations.
yeah.
Got
It
couples, we
sounds
can
very
hear them
difficult.
shout at each other outside.
See, wow, shit.
Yeah, because that's when they realize, and it's not like how much debt do you have, then you agak. You list your credit card down and then you write down the owings. So it kind of forces you open up your bank app, right? And really write down one, and then you will write a pledge and promise to each other. You will share your love languages and how many kids you all want to have. And it forces you all to talk about a lot of things damn seriously. It's really damn strong. I thought it would be like kumbaya, don't have, yeah.
Can Google the questions?
I have the booklet.
Hey, bring
My
it.
answers inside.
No, but it feels like this should be compulsory. Then like at least we won't be talking about whether divorce should be a solution or an out, or like whether it's bad or not. Like
But how to strengthen relationships before you enter a marriage.
Exactly, and knowing really whether you want to be married or
It
not.
really is quite good. And if you want to get married in church, they force you to do it first. The correct, this is actually engagement encounter. You're supposed to do it before you all decide that you all want to get engaged.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, for the longest time in my life, right, I always thought proposal was a surprise. Like, you just one person just decides that, like the man in traditional sense, back in the day sense.
Sure.
It's always like,
You scared you sound unwoke, right? At this moment.
we talk about how, like, the guy just suddenly feel like, okay, I want to get married, I have a family, then you just go and propose. Then it's a surprise. But I didn't know that, like, it's like you talk about it beforehand, and then you just don't know the timing.
When
of
and
it.
where.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Proposals are expensive. You want to know the answer before you buy the ring.
Proposals? The proposals.
Diamond
They are
rings are
expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, the ring
The
itself
ring
is expensive.
Especially if you're like a young like worker in the workforce.
Wait, is
Wait,
it
how
true,
much?
right, that like the engagement ring must reflect a certain amount of your salary?
They usually say like
I
what,
don't know.
2
3
months
months.
pay or
Wah,
3
kena
months pay. But
scam
only
by
one
these
lah.
industries, yeah. Cannot, Wow, carrot.
But it's still expensive lah. Like
rubbish.
imagine if you're like on a 2K, 3K pay and then like the ring is like 4 figures.
If you're earning that kind of money and you're buying this type of ring, you, and then you're an idiot. So stupid.
So how much did you pay for your engagement ring?
No, actually, I wanted to bring this up. I'm not sure if I'm accurate at all. Apparently, arranged marriages are actually do better and people are
Yes.
happier than in
Own self choose.
own self choose marriages. Yeah,
Own self-choose.
two categories. Yeah,
I can't imagine being an arranged marriage. Because I feel like I'm the type of person that I cannot even date someone who's not a friend to begin with. Like I cannot go on a dating app or like I meet someone then we're like, okay, let's go for a date to get to know each other like with romantic intentions in mind.
Yep.
Like I just cannot. Like I have to be friends first.
I have some statistics. In the US, I only have US stats. The divorce rate for normal marriages, non-arranged marriages, is around 40 to 50%. It's quite high, so like what you mentioned. But the divorce rate for arranged marriages is 4%.
You know why?
Because it's a marriage of interest, marriage of money.
Partially
It's the
that,
old people thing.
but it's because normal marriages, right, are based a lot on emotional elements,
Right.
which are very not here, not there, fluctuating, this kind of stuff. So I feel like the arranged marriages, you force yourself to learn to love somebody because there are so many other factors at play, like your families and whatnot, or the fact that you just have to make it work.
Yeah.
And that going into the relationship with that mindset,
Yes.
I think it's much more healthy than
that I need to
Then-
develop this love.
Question. So
I thought you want to high-five me for that.
no, but maybe it's also because the arranged marriages are a thing of an older generation kind of thing, right?
No, but it's
Such
still
that
happening, what?
Divorce is not really an option for them at that point. You know what I mean? So they have no choice but to make the marriage work, and that's why there's less.
So that
Well,
means
nowadays there are less arranged marriages, and therefore less divorce coming from arranged marriages.
Yeah, or the statistic that we then need to pull up is the happiness level of people in arranged versus not arranged marriages lah.
The conclusion is that parents know best lah.
Hey, wait, no. Wrong. Hi mom, hi dad. Wrong.
So I have some interesting stats again. They did a survey, but it was quite a small survey. They spoke to couples who are in arranged marriages in India and then couples in the US who are living in marriages of choice. That's the other word for it.
Marriages of choice.
Not marriage of own self choose.
While there were differences found in the importance of marital characteristics, there were no differences in satisfaction or happiness. So it's about the same level.
So
Wait, then why are they getting divorced if they are happy?
No, so that means overall the arranged marriages are better in terms of commitment lah.
Right.
Which I think is down to what you mentioned as well. Like entering with that mindset of we need to make this work.
Wow, this makes me really want to consider buying a Kazakhstan wife. Because she enters the agreement with that mindset.
No,
it's
dude,
not
she wants
arranged
to
though,
leave.
It's your choose though.
She's trying to leave her country.
She's trying to take your money.
Yeah, but what she's entering is
That's what you're
somewhat
telling
of an
yourself.
arranged marriage for money, right?
No, but her price might be 20K because she's looking for a super rich husband. To find out that you are not super rich, right?
Your price,
Yet.
Yeah.
your price must make her family super rich. Like $2 for Elon Musk, 600K for you.
It is time for our daily TikTok. Bam bam. So we are playing the Got It challenge, which is basically we all say a word and then you have to find a commonality between the two words and see how many tries you need to get to the same word.
Right.
I feel like we are very aligned.
We are.
1, 2, 3. Cup.
Bus.
1, 2, 3. Light.
Car.
1, 2, 3. Phone.
Headlights.
Dude, I'm naming things in the studio, you also never catch.
No, it needs to get closer. Like, common to each other. How did light and car get to phone?
Because I'm naming things on the table.
No, it needs to get
No,
closer
it's the
together.
commonality of the two things.
Oh, okay.
He understands now.
Okay, how about we watch them do it
Yeah,
first?
we do first. We show you how it's done.
You act like we're gonna get it so fast.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Cup.
Ball.
What is the commonality?
It's not even recording, you know.
1, 2, 3.
Cocktail.
Yellow.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Pina
Lemonade.
colada. Lemonade is not a cocktail. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Fruit.
1, 2, 3. Shirt.
Adam. 1, 2, 3. Black. 1, 2, 3. Tesla.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. And if you like what you watch, remember to like it. If you really like what you watch, remember to sub it as well. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Set the benchmark lower. Like, then can already just subscribe.
If you don't mind enduring